Hi everyone, today I want to bring you inside the world of contemporary dance. For 6 months this year, starting in April, I was lucky enough to join a contemporary dance class with Profr Yseyes, or Yseyes. I was invited to participate because I want to add more ornament expression to my aerial performances. When you are on stage, it's not just about showing off the tricks, it's about how you interpret the music, how you express emotion and truly connect with the audience. Contemporary dance seemed like the perfect way to bring a fresh artistic touch to my aerial work, and that's why Yseyes told me. Yseyes is my handstand coach as well. He's a professional choreographer, and I could see how much joy he gets from teaching dance and dancing. He always says that for dancers, movement goes beyond just technique. It's a way to express and even process their emotions. There were times when he would talk about how dancers somatize their feelings, letting their bodies tell stories that words just can't. His mom, also a professional dancer, echoed that thought as well. It was inspiring to be around people who truly live and breathe the art of dance. Now, I wasn't able to record every moment of the class, but I can tell you how each session usually went. Every class had a different vibe depending on the music. Sometimes we start with exercise matched to a particular song, so the energy and style would shift week to week. There were always lots of movement on the floor, and at first I honestly struggled. The floor work was taut. My body wasn't used to rolling, sliding, and turning on hard surfaces, and I had a sore back and knees those first weeks. Thankfully, I was allowed to use some knee protection because so many moves require pivoting, falling, or spinning underneath. Over time, my body adapted, and it stopped hurting so much. One thing that I love about Yseyes' choreography is that he combines dance with acrobatics and handstands. There were plenty of sequences I couldn't do. This is an advanced class, and most of the other dancers are truly professionals. I'll be honest, I really struggled. More than once, I thought about quitting, but I stuck with it. And as time passed and I actually managed to learn the choreography, it felt amazing. There's a special satisfaction in persisting through frustration and finally feeling the flow of the movement. And also, it's very understanding, and more than once he stopped to explain me how to do the movements. A unique part of this class was a constant challenge. Every 2 weeks, a new choreography. There was always something new to learn, something new to stumble through, and eventually master. And the style itself, contemporary dance, it's about spirals and continuous motion. It actually reminds me of Aikido, which I practiced for 10 years. Both require a certain way of moving and understanding of momentum and flow, always keeping the energy going. The new part was the contrast. That was also a huge theme. Soft, gentle movements with sharper, more abrupt actions. I noticed this contrast echoing the things I study in art and drawing. Lines and curves, light and shadow, straight edge against wavy forms. It made me think about how movement and visual art are connected. You use contrast to make something stand out, whether it's a pose or a gesture, or even just a way you hold your head and hands. For example, in this movement, we float and then we fall through the ground very abruptly. That's a contrast. Overall, I'm grateful for the experience. Contemporary dance has challenged me physically and mentally, and it has taught me a lot about art, interpretation, and resilience. If you're interested in aerial arts or just want to move in new ways, I truly recommend adding contemporary dance to your training. It complements aerial work beautifully. Also, pole dancing or pole fitness. It brings you more emotion and artistry into your practice. Even if you are not a pro, you'll find something valuable. Maybe even discover a new way to express yourself. Another unique element in Profr Yseyes' class were the interpretation exercises. Sometimes I felt like we were merging dance with theater. We would embody different characters or emotions, really focus on telling a story through how we move, the expression on our face, and even the gesture of our hands. There were movements where we moved from one side of the other as a group or solo, doing pirouettes and turns that honestly remind me of ice skating dancers. Spinning and twirling across the floor was beautiful to watch, but really challenging to master. He told me that some of the turning movements seen in other disciplines like ice skating actually have roots in contemporary dance. There's a flow and freedom in contemporary that really supports creativity in movement. These turns and spins, though elegant, require so much balance and core strength. I enjoy practicing them and love watching the skilled dancers make it look effortless. Even when I was struggling to find my balance or keep my form, even if I couldn't nail every step perfectly, I learned so many ways to move my body. The work in couples was my favorite. Sometimes the choreography would ask us to support, lift, or even carry our classmates. At first, it seemed physically and emotionally difficult. Trust is such an important part of this exercise. Luckily, my dance partner was close in size to my own child, so I kept imagining practicing these moves at home with my daughter. In one of my final classes, before taking a break, I actually got the opportunity to share the experience with my kid. That memory working alongside her, it's something really special that I always remember. Looking back, I'm honestly so grateful for everything I learned in those 6 months. Professor Yseyes' teaching style, the challenges of advanced choreography, the diversity of the other dances, every part pushed me to grow not only as a performer, but also as an artist and a person. Thank you so much for joining me in this journey. If you have any questions about contemporary dance, or if you want to share your own experience, please leave a comment. I love hearing from you all.